Hey guys, this is James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems and BikeJames.com, and today I want to share a fun exercise that you may or may not have seen before called the bent press. The bent press is an old-time strongman exercise. It was extremely popular back in the days of the old-time vaudeville strongman. It was a competed lift, something that they would see how much you can lift. There was a world record for it and all that. I think the world record for this is 350 some odd pounds, getting a weight overhead with one hand. So pretty impressive stuff. The bent press is a really cool exercise. It uses a lot of stability, core strength, mobility, all of these things that we need. So it's kind of one of those pinnacle exercises that when you have all of these other things in place, then the bent press shouldn't be too difficult for you to do and is a really fun exercise to add into your routine. But if you find yourself really struggling with this movement, then odds are something else along the line is not where it needs to be, and you may need to go back and fix some of those things. So the easiest way to describe a bent press is imagine that a kettlebell windmill and a shoulder press snuck off one night and got frisky and had a baby, and the bent press would be their baby. So I'll show you what the bent press looks like and break it down for you a little bit. So I'm gonna get the weight up in position. I'm gonna get set up like I'm gonna do a kettlebell windmill. So I'm gonna get my feet split apart. I'm gonna get my weight shifted over to one side, and I'm basically gonna do the windmill motion. So this shoulder is gonna go down, point towards the ground, my hips are gonna shift out, all of that. But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna leave the weight behind. So you'll see when I start coming down, the weight, I'm not pressing the weight. I'm basically uncorking myself underneath the weight, and now I can use my hips to bring the weight up. And then I bring it back down. And again, shift the weight, start to come down. And you notice as soon as I start to come down, this weight starts to push back. So right here I'm not pushing up. My tricep is resting on my lat. There's this shelf right here that I've created. And then as I keep coming down, my arm can straighten out, and then I come back up. So what we don't want is to be pressing it up. If you feel like you get to the bottom and you're not there and you gotta straighten your arm out, we're not quite there. What we're looking for is that real smooth transition to where you don't press the weight at all. You just straighten the arm out and then lift it back up. Show you from a little bit different angle. Again, shift my weight. I start to bring myself around. Boom. Back up and down. So it's a really fun lift. Once you get it down, you can actually put way more weight up overhead using that than you can do with a single arm shoulder press. So it allows you to overload the arm, the shoulder stability, the core stability, a lot of core stability that you need to perform this properly. So really great exercise. This is one of those that I love to show people, and you get that look like, well, what muscle does that work? And again, it just goes back to why we need to train movement patterns and not muscles. You're using all of the muscles in your body in one coordinated activity in order to perform this movement. And so it's just such a great overall body movement. Now, specifically for us as mountain bikers, this little hip turn thing, this is like we get from the windmill, so it's gonna really help your cornering, the ability to drive your cornering properly and maintain a strong torso while you're doing it. And it also works on shoulder stability, which again is another really important factor for us on the trail. So those two things taken together really help us out as mountain bikers. But again, remember, this is an advanced exercise. So if you try it and it's just not grooving and you feel like something's, gonna pop or doesn't feel right, don't force yourself into it. Again, my basic theory is if it takes you more than 10 minutes to get the feel for a skill or an exercise, then odds are you're not gonna get it. Odds are there's something else that you need to work on before that's gonna come. So play around with it, but if you're really struggling with it, just file it in the back of your mind. It's something you can come back to as you continue to get stronger with your windmills, get more mobile, stronger with your shoulder presses, all of those things, and then you can get into the bent press. But again, just one of those fun exercises, one of those old-time strongman exercises that sometimes gets forgotten about, but really has some value for us. So anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this exercise tip. Once again, it's been James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems. You can check me out on the web at BikeJames.com, and I'll talk to you next time.